Hello, race car fans. So you might look at this model and say that's a Chaparral, but no, this is actually a Nissan. It's called a Nissan R381, but it does take many cues from the Chaparral. This is made by a company called Kyosho. It's an older casting of theirs. It's taken me quite a while to get a hold of it at a relatively decent price. Got it off eBay, and I did a little Wikipedia research, so bear in mind all this info could be a bit off. But this competed in the 1968 season of the Japanese Grand Prix, and I guess in 1967, the year before, they had a different car that got beat. So, Nissan wanted to do better, so they developed this guy. And they were planning to use a Nissan V12, but it wasn't finished in development yet. So they had to actually put a V8 engine from Chevy, a 5.5 liter V8 Chevy is in the back of this thing. And it's supposed to make around 450 horsepower. This car was designed by a Shinichiro Sakurai, and that person is the person that developed the Nissan GTR, the Skyline GTRs. So, he's a pretty famous Japanese designer, I guess. Okay, well, looking at this model now, we have a white paint. It's not metallic or anything like that. All the tampo prints of the sponsorship looks pretty good. There's some red paint here. This is used, so we don't know how much use could have been done here. But these wheels look really nice. They look old school and almost like Krager's. And then the tires have a lot of ballooning to them, as tires back then did have. These are really strange wheel wells. Almost like, this looks like a Speed Racer car, or Speed Racer looks like this car in certain ways. And this side vent here, but no paint, unfortunately. I'm sure, well, no, these might be latches to hold the clamshells down. I thought for a moment they could have been vents, but it's just painted silver. Alright, let's try to get to the front here. Seems to be an opening and some sort of details of some sort. I can't really say it's a grill though. Maybe these go to the brake ducts, maybe these go to the radiator, I don't know, maybe, don't know. Well, while I'm twisting it around down here, pretty plain bottom, but the tire treads look good. They look very old school. Really big difference in the staggering as well. Press fit together, so it could be problematic modifying or fixing things. On this side, it looks pretty much identical. The top, we have some molded details, like a line going somewhere. What's odd is I don't see any sort of ribbing for a radiator. Maybe it's just totally horizontal, the radiator, like here. Okay, it has one really tall mirror because it has to clear the back deck. It's a separate yellow plastic piece. A little yellow paint's extra here. This actually was broken in shipping from eBay, so I had to modify it and glue it back on, so there's some paint missing. And then for some odd reason, there's actually a chunk of the windshield missing. I don't know if that was from the shipping damage or it was just a defect from Kyosho. I'm not sure. Anyways, the seat here, we've got some molded details. I guess that's supposed to mimic a harness of some sort. And then the little passenger seat. And then the steering wheel. It's so black, my camera can't really focus in there. Yeah, sorry, I can't get much better. Let me try the different angle or something. No. That's the problem with black interiors. I can see it pretty well with my own eyes, but the camera makes everything look really dark. There are some dials or gauges or something, a row of dots there, some dots there. Maybe it will show up on YouTube, it's just that my camera display is really dark. Okay, well, look at the stacks going into the V8. They're painted silver, pretty nice. There's a roll hoop here, and I guess that's just white. It's painted white. The wings standoffs are painted silver, and then one thing I learned is this is actually two separate wings, so that's why you see that break there. And so it's quite tricky of Nissan and or perhaps chaparral. But each of these wings can go up and down independently of each other, so when it's turning, it can create more downforce on the inside tire that's trying to lift off the ground. So it's, the active aerodynamics long before Pagani. Alright, some casted in, cross hatching for these grills, painted black. I guess those must be the exhaust pipes, they're just black. And then, I guess a little red paint here. I don't think they're lenses. No, they are lenses. What do you know? As a shift, in this one in particular, you can see how it catches and loses the light. So that's actually some of the smallest inserted lenses I've seen in a while. Alright. I guess there's not much else to talk about. That's everything. It's a pretty basic looking car on the outside. I don't know, fuel filler maybe? Or what would those be? Well, I don't know. Maybe oil filler? These are vents, but sadly there's no black paint there. And these are vents as well, but no black paint. Okay. Alright, well, it's pretty cool. I like it. It's really different from most every other car I have in my collection. And the little history lesson from Wikipedia is pretty interesting. It was replaced quickly by something called the R382, which did have the Nissan engine in it. Nissan racing around with the Chevy engine in it doesn't make much political sense. Alright, so here's the year before car by Kyosho, the R380-2, and it was a coupe. It looks very much like a small Ferrari P4. But obviously, maybe not as successful. Alright, so the successor is the R382, which I have by Kyosho. And these two obviously look a lot more familiar to each other. And so I believe this is actually powered by a V12 engine of Nissan design. But I've reviewed both of these elsewhere if you want to search the channels to find out more info. I have two more race cars just going into the future of Kyosho racing cars by Nissan. Here's a 1992 R92 CP. And the last one is the R390 GT1, which I guess is from 1997 to 1998. So hold on here. I guess maybe I'll slow this to a crawl. Trying to show how the growth of race cars by Nissan here. Yeah, they definitely seem to grow in size, just like regular road cars. Even race cars are growing in size. So on a random note, this photograph back here, that's the two cars I just put up there. That's a Skyline Hakosuka back there. But what are these two things? Anyone know? At first I thought they were Ken Mary Skylines, but I don't think that they are. Are they Nissan Cherries? Don't know. Okay, let's move this guy over. So if you like race cars, I think this is a nice one to have. You guys might want to look into, picking one of these guys up. Interesting little history in Nissan's line of racing. How they pretty much made what looks like an American race car. So, okay, well, anyways, I'm sure there must be some other race cars done by Nissan that Kyosho has casted, and I'll try to get those sooner or later. Thanks for watching today. See you at the next race. Bye.